Welcome back to Encouragement Corner. We're going to be talking about how to deal with people. What did she ask us? How to deal with people talking about
you.
Yeah, talking when people talk about you. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the way you feel when someone says something about you, whether it's true or untrue? And so we had a young lady ask us, how is she supposed to feel? How does she deal with that? So we want to talk about that today. But before we get started, we wanted to say, a special thanks to my childhood friend. She's more like a sister to me. They did something for us that we really, really appreciate. And we wanted to just give them a shout out and tell Tanza and Lewis that we thank them so much. They may have these cups made for us. When you all are recording and you're doing your recordings, you can have your cup sitting on the desk. And we thought that it was just so sweet. So they had the church logo and the name, and then our names printed on there. And so we just wanted to say thank you, Tanza and Lewis, for your kindness, for your friendship, for being there, and for supporting us. We love y'all so much.
Absolutely. It's great to have, real, true friends.
Yes, it is. So, just want to give them a shout out. We're going to go ahead and get into today's topic. When someone is talking about you, and I really hope this helps her, because she was like, how do I deal with that? People talking about me and it makes me feel some kind of way. How do I deal with that? And what would you, my first thing is,
Yeah. I was just waiting.
You know me, right? My first thought is, man,
forget what they
say. That's how they feel. That's what they think. Is it true or is it not true? I've learned how not to allow what people say about me determine how I respond or how I react or act towards them.
Yeah,
because people talk about you all the time.
Yeah, for real.
Good, bad, or indifferent. They have something to say about you.
Absolutely. And I think that's really the first lesson to learn, right? Is the fact that no matter what you do, right, somebody is always gonna have something to say.
That's right.
Right. And so you can't live your life trying to please other people. You can't live your life in such a way where you're so affected by every negative criticism that comes your way, right? Because if you do it this way, right? If you say you like this cup, well, somebody likes your cup glitters, right?
This is true.
So by default, one is gonna like you, one's not gonna like you.
That's right.
And so, but I think the main thing is that knowing that you're not gonna please everybody, making sure that you like you.
Right. And that's important. How you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself, and what do you tell yourself about yourself? You know what I'm saying? Because when people begin to speak negative things to you, then that negativity begins to become a part of you subconsciously.
Yeah.
So every time someone says something negative, I'm turning it into a positive. Because I'm not going to allow your negativity to be placed up on me. I'm not going to allow what you're saying about me to become a part of me.
Right.
And I have to be strong enough to resist what you're saying, especially if it's not true. I remember a time when we had an incident in the family. It was when my father had passed. I think that was when he had passed. And we were all at the house. Was that the incident? Anyway, we were all at the house, and someone in the family, we were on the phone talking to someone in the family, and I'm not going to say who. And this person, this what came out of their mouth. Now, I never said anything to the person. I never said anything outside of who I am. But this came out of, well, Sandy is supposed to be a Christian. She's supposed to be a preacher. I wanted to say, what in the heck does that have to do with anything? But I wanted to say more than that. I literally, and I'm saying this with all honesty and transparency, I wanted to cuss her smooth out. But I knew that if I went there, because what she was saying about me was not true, and I wanted to defend myself in a manner that would have tainted my walk. You know, how can I go out and tell people, don't allow your anger to get the best of you. Don't allow your emotions to control you. You know, don't allow what people say about you to affect you, when I wanted to lash out. And so I was quiet. I prayed. I was like, Lord, bridle my tongue, bridle my tongue, bridle my tongue, you know. And my brother said, well, I'll take care of it for you, sis. I know you're not going to go there. I'll take care of it for you. But just the feeling of knowing that this person said those things to me, about me, around everyone else, and I could have easily lashed out. But I said, you know what? Those things are not true.
Right, and I think that that's a key thing too, right? Is not allowing, you know, what somebody says about you to bring you out of character.
Right.
And honestly, whether they're true or not.
Right.
And so not feeling like you have to always defend yourself against some critic. You know, I look at criticism in a little bit different way, because I've always been a little more on the sensitive side, and I've always kind of cared more about what people thought.
Yeah, you way more sensitive than I am.
Right.
When it comes to stuff like that.
But I think you have to, well, there's two sides to it. When it comes to people that don't really know me, right? I look at that when somebody that don't really know me make a criticism about me. In my mind, in the back of my mind, I know one thing that's for sure, that is certain, that everybody screwed up in some way. Everybody, ain't nobody perfect. Everybody's got a problem.
Absolutely.
Right? And
absolutely.
So I know for the same person that's criticizing me, there's something wrong with their life too. And that there is something that they're not good at.
That's right.
So I don't have a problem with that. I can deal with that. What gets me, I think, what kind of hits me in the core a little more is when that criticism comes from somebody close to you. And so I think that for a lot of people, it's not necessarily the critics, you know, out there that make a big difference.
One's in-house.
It's the people close to you, man. When it's a close family member, you know, a brother or sister, or heaven forbid, it's a parent.
Lord, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think when the criticism comes from those people, right, because they know us intimately, right? Like, you can criticize me on something that will hurt me a lot more than, you know, some stranger on the street or even a client, right? Like, and so I think that's a critical point that we have to kind of talk about, is because that stuff's not so easy to shake off.
Yeah, the in-house stuff. And I guess that's why it affected me the way that it did, because it was a family member who said it, and
but not really an inner circle.
No, it wasn't an inner circle. Right. And that is a difference. You know, that does make a difference. You're speaking of, say, if you're living in a house with this person or these individuals, and they are
people that actually influence your life.
Okay. So then when it is those people, how do you deal with that? When they're right there and they know you inside and out, but they dogging you out. Like, literally, they are verbally dogging you out. They are verbally crucifying you. How do you handle that?
Well, even if it's not, I guess, even if it's not that deep, you know, for some of those people, you have to know the source.
Okay.
Right? There's a difference, I think, in if you know the source, right? Like, there are some people in your immediate family that could dog you out, and you just like,
whatever.
Right? But then if it was Dominica, if it was your daughter, and she had something really critical to say about you, then I think number one, like one of the things that we have a really good hold on in our family is the ability to speak openly and honestly with each other, and to be able to speak openly and honestly, and to be able to listen when somebody has something critical to say about you. Like we let you have the floor to say what you want to say, and so we're not afraid to have hard conversations, and we're not afraid to talk things out.
Right. The only thing we do is when it's our children, look, you can say what you want to say, but you better be respectful.
Right.
Say it in a respectful manner, because we're not gonna let you be disrespectful. Yeah. So yeah, you know, it is, and you're right. So if it was, you know, like you said, we use Dominica. If it was her who was criticizing me, it would be easier for me to handle that, because
Right.
Oh, okay, because I thought you were saying that you couldn't. But I could go to her and I could say, look, okay, explain to me why you feel that way.
That's what I mean. And that's why I think it would be easier for you to handle, because we've created an environment where we can have open dialogue.
Yeah, makes sense. But what if you don't have that environment? You know, what if you can't go to that person and say, look, you know,
why do you say this about me?
Yeah, what if you can't do that? What if you don't have that kind of relationship? We're just blessed that we do have that kind, but what about the people who don't have it? How do they handle this? What do they do?
Sometimes you just gotta press forward.
So if there is, in this particular situation, obviously she's dealing with some things emotionally, with people saying things about her in her family. Our advice to her would be, try to address it. Go to the person who are the people who are saying these things, and try to get an understanding of why they're saying them. But then also look at your own actions. Wait. Let's back up. First, look at your own actions.
Because my thought was, okay, we've been dealing with people lying on you or saying stuff that's not true.
We've dealt with a lot.
But I'm like, hey, what if it's true? What if what they're saying about you is true?
What if it's true? Yeah.
And you feeling some kind of way about it, then maybe you need to examine your life.
Because the truth does hurt.
So my thing is, either own it, right? If they call you something and you know, I am.
That's me.
I do.
Right.
Own it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you are afraid to own it, then you need to examine it for what it is. And if you don't like it, then you need to make some changes.
If you don't like what you're hearing, and you don't like what you're seeing, only you can change that. So you're absolutely right. Only you can change that. So they have to really take a stand and do a self-examination.
That's it. And not for the purpose of changing that person's opinion.
Oh no, because people don't think what they want to think anyway.
Because you can change, and they'll still look at you and talk about you based on who you used to be.
Exactly. So you're
not doing it for them.
Right.
You're doing it because you looked at it and said, I don't want that to be my reputation. Right. I really don't want to live like that.
Right. And you can't please everybody.
No.
You can't. You know, when you feel like you're doing something right, there's going to be someone come behind you to say you're doing it wrong. When you feel like you've said all the right things, there's going to be somebody who comes behind you and say you said all the wrong things. There's going to always be people to criticize and critique you throughout your life. Yeah, and you might as well just get used to it, and learn how to deal with it. So that is my advice, is like, examine yourself. When you said examine yourself, make the changes if necessary, and if it's somebody that you can't confront or you can't talk to, pray about it. Ask God to open up that door for you.
Yeah, and don't feel the need to, try to change other people's opinion.
Yeah.
Just, make sure that you are, living up to the person that you want to be.
Yep. And if it gets too hard, too much for you to bear, again,
call somebody.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
All right.
So that.
Well, I hope that helped.
Yes.
Right. I hope that video helped her and whoever else is dealing with, issues of criticism, and how do you, how do you kind of navigate through without going off, cussing somebody out, or, coming out of character, right? You don't need to fight.
It's hard to stay in character sometimes, though. It's hard to not come out of, to allow people not to take you out of character. Sometimes it's really, really hard, So you just gotta be, you gotta be strong. It helps me because I stay prayed up. I really do. So, okay, that is it. That is this session.
And until we meet again.
Yes, y'all have a good day. Again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you the next video.
All right, we'll see you.